Bonsai. So I feel like my Alberta Spruce experiment has been fairly successful. It has new growth, new buds are pushing, back budding. That's a whole nother thing right there. Because these guys are apparently notorious for not back budding. You see that guy right there? It's got a whole bunch of new growth and new buds developing. If you look closely, you can see new buds there. Camera focus in there, and there. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this. It's doing quite well. And even I tried to deadwood a branch. Let me find it. I did experiment with it. See, there's more back buds developing. Here it is. So I cut everything off except for one bud. And it's got new buds developing right there. So, guess what I'm getting at is if you follow the guidelines of most trees, you should be successful in this. So what I did was I pruned before there was new growth, before the new growth budded and pushed out. So it had all that energy stored for when the new growth was coming. I left the majority of the roots intact. I did take about an inch and a half off, but I mean there's still a lot of root. That's completely root bound. So roots were left alone. I pinched the needles where I was going to be wrapping wiring. Sorry, my wiring's not the best. So I didn't damage the tree and the needles while doing that and create extra stress on the tree. And then I let the new growth harden and the new buds pushed, and that allows for proper energy disbursement. And clearly with those new buds that hardened, you get new buds developing. My new goal is to go in and clean up everything, since I didn't pinch any of the buds while they were still growing. So I gotta come in, work on the ramification of the tree, and then wire everything. Wire the finer branches, and then work on the top here. So I deadwooded the top. And now what I have to do is clean those up, maybe wire those. See, there's so much new growth up top. There's so much. This thing is just banging. I even had a slight case of spider mites, and didn't seem to affect it at all. This thing's strong. I'm shocked. Okay, after a couple hours and some whiskey drinks, she's all pruned up and wired up for now. There will be more bugs, more pruning and wiring to come. This thing, I'm quite surprised and shocked at how it's doing. I deadwooded all this, and all the buds that I left on popped and they're growing. So I'm gonna let those grow, see what happens. I have this guy right here who I thought was gonna be the leader, but I have these guys, so I want to see what happens. You know, I got all these buds like this growing in here, so I'm gonna let them back bud. There's some back budding back here, the crotch. If you can see it, it's not coming out too well. Focus, focus, enhance, enhance, enhance. Not working. But as you can see, the tree is doing quite well. It's really resilient. We had some really hot days, 90 degrees with a heat factor of, you know, almost 100, and that was in May. So I live in Ohio, Northwest Ohio, so it's been a weird one. But like, here's a good example of, you know, the branches that how they should be refined. You know, you got, and there's, you know, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. I'm expecting another flush of buds here soon, since we have, focus, since we have some right there and right there. So I will pinch the new growth off of that to work on any refinement. I'm sorry about the focus, but yeah, she's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I will put a link in the description of my previous video for this, and hopefully the guidelines that I follow will help you achieve something similar to this, and you will be successful. Cheers.
Bonsai!